Just a disclaimer before this video starts, I have not seen episode 10. Currently, that episode is not released. It's supposed to be about Tom Brady playing with the Buccaneers. But currently, as it stands right now, we don't know what Tom Brady's going to do for when he comes back or if he retires. So, the episode was set to release January 18th. However, with notes coming around, they're saying that the episode is likely to release in the spring. But now that this show is hot, I would like to put out a review for it, so let's get right into it. So, Man in the Arena is Tom Brady's documentary, basically Last Dance, Michael Jordan, but football version. I am completely shocked at how many people he was willing to get for this show. I mean, you have Drew Bledsoe in episode 1, who was the starting quarterback for the Patriots prior to Tom Brady coming in when he got injured. And then you also had likes of Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Randy Moss, Teddy Bruschi, all former teammates of this football player. Now me as myself, I am a big football fan. I love all the sports. I watch a lot of it. It's one of my favorite things to do. So seeing this documentary, I was definitely very interested in. However, if you aren't in football or into basketball or any sports of that matter, or even a fan of the Patriots or just a fan of Tom Brady, you probably won't like this show or this series. However, if it is something you want to learn or get into, then this is definitely a good stepping stone for it. Now, if comparing this on the level to Last Dance with Michael Jordan's whole Chicago Bulls show that he had, this show is definitely a little worse than that one. I will say the production level on The Last Dance was way better than what Man in the Arena is. Don't get me wrong, it still has the same types of interviews, dialogue, explaining situations, but it seems a little bit scripted in this show for Man in the Arena. It seems as if the writing for it was kind of cheesy in certain moments where, I mean, obviously you're not supposed to think it's scripted, but I think it is. But just some of the dialogue is a little cringe, and it just doesn't seem as genuine. Whereas The Last Dance, I just kind of felt like Michael Jordan was really saying what he wanted to say, whereas in this, it's kind of like, all right, we need you to say this, and we need you to say this. But to get away from The Last Dance, this is its own show. Man in the Arena goes through all of Tom Brady's accomplishments with the Patriots, and also some of the bad parts too, with Spygate and Deflategate as well. Which I was kind of surprised that they didn't just push it under the rug. They were like, he's the all-time greatest quarterback. We're just going to not worry about what happened there. You know, we're just going to focus on his accomplishments. But no, they actually did bring it up, which I was kind of surprised to see. I still think that they didn't explain it enough when it comes to Spygate and how that all went down. I mean, it was brief, but I just feel like they could have went further into it about what they thought of Bill Belichick at the time, and also for Deflategate, Tom Brady obviously is still kind of admitting that he wasn't in the wrong for it, which some people may agree to disagree with his stance on that, but he still forms the same opinion. But as for this show, it did a really great job presenting Tom Brady and also including his family into it. This isn't just a football story, it's more of Tom Brady and his come up, essentially. You know, going from college football at University of Michigan to being drafted almost dead last to the Patriots. You know, nobody expected this guy to, you know, eventually become one of the greatest players of football. And also seeing his faults in his career, you know, with Deflategate, you know, how he may have handled that situation, whether you agree or disagree with him. And also some of his losses being with the Giants and the Eagles and how he handled himself. As for this show, I mean, I still haven't seen episode 10, obviously. But for what I have seen, I was quite impressed. Now, again, like I said, is it as great as The Last Dance? No, but it's still a great show, and it still shows how Tom Brady became who he was. And, you know, he wasn't this magnificent winner who won literally everything, you know. I mean, he did have some rough parts in his career, and it shows it, and how he became to be who he is today. So, as a rating for this show, I'm definitely going to have to give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely could have been a little better if the interviews were a little more genuine on their side, because I just felt as if like it had a bit of script writing to it, and if they would have done that, I feel like this show would have been a lot better. But as it stands, it's still a great show. Can't wait to see episode 10 whenever that may come out, and see what Tom Brady has in store left, for if he's going to come back for another season or if he's going to retire. And as again, I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you haven't already, please leave a like. That does help me out tremendously. And as always, subscribe to the channel. You know I'm always going to put out reviews. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Take care. Peace out.